From the depths of despair to the heights of bliss, a journey of transformation. Are you trapped in a cycle of pain, feeling powerless against the relentless tides of adversity? Do you yearn for a life overflowing with abundance, joy, and peace? For centuries, certain forces have actively concealed this profound knowledge from the masses, keeping them bound to fear and limiting their potential. But this information is now available to you. This audiobook dives deep into the hidden wisdom that can shatter the chains of suffering and unlock your true power. We will explore the timeless principles that have been passed down through generations of enlightened beings, empowering you to create a life of prosperity, peace, and limitless potential. Support our mission. This information is priceless, a gift to help you awaken to your true nature and transform your life. If you find value in these teachings, please consider supporting our mission by clicking the link in the description or texting I Love Yoga to 53555. Your contribution, no matter the size, will allow us to bring this transformative knowledge to a wider audience. Like, share, subscribe, join our community of seekers and spread the wisdom. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more valuable content and to help us reach more hearts. Chapter 1. The Shadow of Evil, Unveiling the Hidden Cause. Key takeaways. Evil is not a force outside of us, but a passing shadow cast by our own ignorance. Our suffering arises from our resistance to understanding and accepting the lessons of experience. We are responsible for creating our own reality through the power of our thoughts. Deep dive. Have you ever wondered why pain and sorrow seem to be an inescapable part of life? The first chapter of this audiobook unveils a profound truth. Evil is not an external force, but a self-created shadow. We stumble through darkness because we refuse to acknowledge the lessons hidden within our experiences, preferring to blame external forces rather than examining our own inner world. Imagine a child who, in their innocence, desires to play with a candle. Unaware of its true nature, they reach out, only to experience the inevitable burn. This simple analogy illustrates a profound principle. We suffer because we cling to ignorance, blindly chasing after temporary pleasures that ultimately bring us pain. Just as darkness is merely the absence of light, evil is the absence of truth and understanding. We create our own realities through the power of our thoughts, and when those thoughts are rooted in fear, negativity, and self-centeredness, we attract experiences that reflect those inner states. The journey towards a life of prosperity and peace begins with a radical shift in perspective. We must cease blaming others and external circumstances and embrace the power we have to transform our own realities. Reflective questions. What are some of the candles you've touched in your life, bringing you pain? How are you currently contributing to your own suffering through your thoughts and actions? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and face the truth about your own role in creating your experiences? Chapter 2. The Mirror Within. Your world reflects your inner state. Key takeaways. Our world is a mirror, reflecting back to us our own inner state of consciousness. We attract experiences and people that match our dominant thought patterns. By changing our internal world, we transform our external reality. Deep dive. Have you ever noticed that your perspective shapes your reality? This chapter explores the profound concept that our world is a reflection of our own inner state. We attract experiences, relationships, and circumstances that are in alignment with our dominant thoughts, desires, and beliefs. Imagine two individuals who lose their money due to a bank failure. One succumbs to worry and despair, perpetuating a cycle of negativity that attracts further misfortune. The other, accepting the loss with strength and resolve, focuses on their ability to rebuild, attracting opportunities and abundance. This powerful example highlights the transformative power of our thoughts. When we dwell in fear, scarcity, and negativity, we create a self-fulfilling prophecy. But when we choose to cultivate thoughts of hope, abundance, and love, we shift our energy and attract positive experiences. Just as a mirror faithfully reflects our image, the world acts as a mirror to our inner state. By understanding and transforming our inner world, we can begin to create a reality that aligns with our true desires. Reflective questions. What aspects of your life are reflecting back to you your negative thought patterns? How can you shift your inner dialogue to cultivate a more positive and abundant mindset? What steps can you take today to intentionally shape your reality through conscious thought? Chapter 3. The Unbreakable Law. Embracing the Principle of Cause and Effect. Key takeaways. Every action and thought has a consequence, governed by the universal law of cause and effect. Understanding this law empowers us to take responsibility for our own well-being. By aligning our actions and thoughts with the law, we create a life of harmony and success. Deep dive. Throughout history, countless individuals have sought to escape the consequences of their actions, believing they can defy the natural order of the universe. This chapter reveals the profound truth. We are bound by a universal law that governs the relationship between cause and effect. Think of the fire. If you place your hand into it, you will inevitably experience the burn, regardless of your desires or beliefs. This illustrates the immutability of the law, applying not only to the physical world, but also to the realm of thoughts and emotions. Hatred, anger, jealousy, and envy. These are fires that burn within us, leading to chaos and disharmony. Conversely, love, compassion, and kindness are cooling airs that bring peace and healing. By accepting this fundamental principle, we can step out of the victim mentality and embrace the power of self-responsibility. We can choose to cultivate thoughts and actions that align with the law, paving the way for a life of harmony and success. Reflective questions. What are some of the fires you've been touching in your life, contributing to your inner turmoil? How can you begin to align your thoughts and actions with the law of cause and effect, cultivating a more harmonious existence? What steps can you take to nurture a more loving and compassionate heart, creating a ripple effect of positive change? Chapter 4. The Silent Power of Thought. Mastering Your Inner Forces. Key takeaways. The most powerful forces in the universe are those of thought, capable of creating both destruction and salvation. By learning to control our thoughts, we gain mastery over our emotions and circumstances. Cultivating a calm and focused mind is the key to harnessing the transformative power of thought. Deep dive. Imagine a powerful engine capable of driving us toward great heights or crashing us into ruin. This is the analogy for the power of thought. Our minds are constantly generating currents of energy, which, if left unchecked, can lead to destructive behaviors and experiences. This chapter delves into the science of thought, explaining how our mental states can shape our physical reality. Just as a sculptor brings a masterpiece to life through careful shaping and molding, we can transform our lives by shaping our thoughts and directing them with intention. The path to mastery lies in cultivating inner calmness and focus. By practicing techniques like meditation and mindfulness, we can gradually tame the unruly impulses of our minds and harness the power of thought for positive change. Reflective questions. What are some of the negative thought patterns that are currently holding you back? How can you begin to develop a more conscious and disciplined approach to your thinking? What steps can you take to create moments of calm and focus in your daily life? Chapter 5. The Secrets of Health, Success, and Power. Unlocking Your True Potential. Key takeaways. True health, success, and power are not external achievements, but inner states of being. By cultivating a heart filled with purity and faith, we create a protective shield against negative forces. Aligning our thoughts and actions with the principles of love, compassion, and self-control unlocks our true potential. Deep dive. This chapter invites us to rediscover the magic of our inner world, reminding us that true wealth, health, and power are not external achievements, but states of being that we cultivate through conscious effort. Imagine a fairy tale where a kind and pure-hearted child is protected by the benevolent forces of the universe, overcoming every obstacle with grace and resilience. This is a powerful metaphor for the transformative power of a pure heart and a well-ordered mind. By cultivating positive thoughts and actions, we build a strong and protective aura around ourselves, repelling negativity and attracting abundance. This inner harmony translates into physical well-being, allowing us to live in a state of vibrant health and resilience. The journey to true success and power involves a deep dive into the depths of self-awareness, a willingness to confront our shortcomings, and a commitment to cultivating the virtues of love, compassion, and self-control. Reflective questions. What are some of the ways you are currently neglecting your inner well-being? What steps can you take to cultivate a more loving, compassionate, and self-controlled approach to life? How can you intentionally create more moments of joy and gratitude in your daily life? Chapter 6. The Secret of Abounding Happiness, Beyond Selfish Gratification. Key takeaways. True happiness is not found in the gratification of desires, but in the state of inner peace and contentment. By surrendering our selfish attachments, we release ourselves from the cycle of suffering and open ourselves to the boundless joy of unconditional love. Giving up what we think we need to gain what we truly desire is the path to lasting happiness. Deep dive. The pursuit of happiness has consumed humanity for ages, driving us to chase after fleeting pleasures and material possessions, only to find ourselves empty and dissatisfied. This chapter unveils the secret to true happiness. It lies not in external gratification, but in the cultivation of inner peace and contentment. Think of the insatiable ocean. The more we try to fill it with external desires, the louder it clamors for more. True happiness lies beyond the reach of desire, in a state of perfect satisfaction and peace, where our needs are met not through external acquisition, but through the realization of our inherent wholeness. The path to this state involves a radical shift from self-centeredness to selfless love. By losing ourselves in the service of others, we awaken to the boundless joy of unconditional giving and experience a happiness that cannot be diminished by external circumstances. Reflective questions. What are some of the desires you are currently clinging to, believing they will bring you happiness? How can you begin to shift your focus from selfish gratification to selfless service, nurturing a more generous and loving heart? What are some ways you can practice giving without expecting anything in return, experiencing the joy of selfless service? Chapter 7. The Realization of Prosperity, a Heart Abundant in Virtue. Key takeaways. True prosperity is an inner state, characterized by contentment, generosity, and integrity. We attract abundance when we align our actions with the principles of love, trust, and generosity. Integrity and service are the foundation of lasting prosperity. Deep dive. This chapter challenges our conventional understanding of prosperity, reminding us that true wealth is not merely measured in material possessions, but in the richness of our character. Imagine a man who amasses a fortune, yet remains unhappy and consumed by greed. He is surrounded by abundance, yet he experiences a deep sense of poverty, constantly seeking more. This contrasts with an individual who, though outwardly humble, is filled with a spirit of contentment, generosity, and integrity. They experience a deep sense of prosperity, radiating abundance in all that they do. The key to unlocking true prosperity lies in cultivating the virtues of integrity, trust, and generosity. When we act with honesty and compassion, we attract positive experiences and opportunities, creating a life filled with abundance. This chapter encourages us to move beyond the self-serving mentality of competition, remembering that we are all interconnected and that true prosperity is achieved by contributing to the well-being of others. Reflective questions. What are your current beliefs about prosperity and abundance? How can you cultivate a more generous and selfless attitude toward others, sharing your gifts and resources? What steps can you take to act with more integrity in your daily life, building a foundation of trust and respect? Chapter 8. The Pathway to Divinity, the Power of Meditation. Key takeaways. Meditation is the key to unlocking our inner wisdom and connecting with the divine. It involves focusing our thoughts on a specific idea or theme with the intention of transforming our consciousness, Consistent practice of meditation paves the way for spiritual growth and awakening. Deep dive. This chapter introduces the powerful practice of meditation as a pathway to spiritual enlightenment. It is a practice of intentional focus, allowing us to transcend the limitations of our ego and connect with the infinite wisdom and love that resides within us. Imagine a ladder stretching from the depths of our earthly existence to the heights of divinity. This is the metaphor for meditation, a tool for spiritual ascension. Through the practice of focused concentration, we quiet the noisy chatter of our minds and tap into the deeper, more expansive realms of consciousness. By consistently engaging in meditation, we begin to transform our thought patterns, shedding limiting beliefs, and cultivating a more compassionate and loving heart. Reflective questions. What are your initial impressions of meditation? What are some barriers that may be preventing you from engaging in this practice? Are you willing to dedicate time and effort to exploring the transformative power of meditation? Chapter 9. The Two Masters, Choosing Between Self and Truth. Key takeaways. We are engaged in a constant inner battle between our selfish desires and the call of truth. The path to truth involves the surrender of our ego and the embrace of humility. By relinquishing our attachment to personal opinions and beliefs, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of the universe. Deep dive. This chapter explores the internal conflict that resides within each of us. The battle between the ego, seeking self-gratification, and the call of truth, demanding surrender and selflessness. Imagine two opposing armies vying for control of our hearts and minds. The army of self operates from a place of fear, greed, pride, and judgment, seeking to maintain control and dominance. The army of truth, on the other hand, is guided by love, compassion, humility, and a deep desire for unity and harmony. The journey to truth involves a conscious decision to surrender our ego and embrace humility. We must relinquish our attachment to our limited perspectives and beliefs, recognizing that true wisdom lies beyond the confines of our personal opinions. Reflective questions. What are some of the ways in which your ego is currently influencing your thoughts, feelings, and actions? How can you begin to cultivate a more humble and open-minded perspective, recognizing the limitations of your personal beliefs? What are some steps you can take to surrender your ego and embrace the principles of love and compassion? Chapter 10. The Acquirement of Spiritual Power. Cultivating Inner Strength. Key takeaways. True power lies not in dominance and control, but in the realization of spiritual principles. By aligning ourselves with those principles, we develop inner strength and resilience. Spiritual power is manifested through compassion, patience, and unwavering commitment to truth. Deep dive. This chapter challenges our conventional understanding of power, reminding us that true strength is not derived from external force, but from the cultivation of inner virtue and wisdom. Imagine a powerful tree weathering countless storms with unwavering stability. This is a metaphor for the strength that arises when we root ourselves in spiritual principles. By aligning our thoughts and actions with those principles, we develop a resilience that cannot be shaken by external forces. The path to spiritual power involves a commitment to self-discipline, the taming of our passions, and the cultivation of virtues like compassion, patience, and equanimity. As we learn to control our impulses and focus our energy, we experience a sense of inner peace and strength that empowers us to navigate the challenges of life with grace and wisdom. Reflective questions. In what areas of your life are you currently feeling weak or powerless? How can you begin to cultivate more self-control and resilience in the face of challenges? What are some ways you can practice compassion, patience, and equanimity in your daily life? Chapter 11. The Realization of Selfless Love, Embracing the Divine Within. Key takeaways. True love is unconditional and all-embracing, free from judgment and attachment. By cultivating a heart filled with compassion, we awaken to the divine love that resides within us. This love is not limited to specific individuals, but extends to all beings. Deep dive. This chapter delves into the nature of true love, revealing its boundless and transformative power. It challenges us to move beyond the limitations of human love, which often becomes possessive and conditional, to embrace the divine love that is unconditional and all-encompassing. Imagine a sculptor who sees a masterpiece within a rough block of stone waiting to be revealed. This is a metaphor for the divine image that resides within each of us, waiting to be brought to life through the practice of love and compassion. Selfless love is not simply a feeling, but a state of being, a conscious choice to embrace all beings with kindness, understanding, and acceptance. As we cultivate this love within ourselves, we unlock the divine potential within us and radiate a love that can transform the world. Reflective questions. How can you practice a more unconditional and all-embracing love in your relationships? What are some ways you can extend compassion to those who may seem different from you or who have hurt you? How can you cultivate a more loving and compassionate heart through practices like gratitude and forgiveness? Chapter 12. Entering into the infinite, transcending the limits of the ego key. Takeaways. We are all connected to the infinite, a boundless source of love, wisdom, and peace. By surrendering our ego and embracing the divine within, we open ourselves to the realm of immortality. This realization involves transcending the limitations of the physical body and the ego-driven mind. Deep dive. This chapter explores the profound truth that we are not limited to our physical bodies and ego-driven minds. We are all part of an infinite and eternal source, a boundless ocean of love, wisdom, and peace. Imagine a tiny drop of water, separated from the vast ocean, yet containing all of its qualities. This is a metaphor for the human soul, connected to the infinite, but temporarily blinded by the illusion of separation. The journey to the infinite involves a surrender of our ego, a willingness to let go of our attachment to the perishable world and embrace the timeless and boundless nature of our true self. This process of transformation involves cultivating a deeper connection with our inner being, allowing us to experience the infinite love and peace that reside within us. Reflective questions. What are your beliefs about your own immortality and the nature of the universe? How can you begin to cultivate a more profound connection with your inner self, recognizing the limitations of your ego-driven mind? What steps can you take to experience the infinite love and peace that is available to you now? Chapter 13. Saints, Sages, and Saviors. The Law of Service. Key takeaways. True service is rooted in selfless love, driven by a desire to uplift others and not by personal gain. The saints, sages, and saviors of the world have exemplified this law of service through their lives. By embracing the principles of compassion, humility, and selflessness, we can become agents of positive change. Deep dive. This chapter delves into the profound concept of service, reminding us that the highest purpose of our existence is to contribute to the well-being of others. Imagine the embodiment of selfless love, a being who has transcended the limitations of the ego and radiates pure compassion and wisdom. This is the essence of a saint, sage, or savior, a being who has dedicated their life to the service of others, seeking no reward or recognition for their actions. By emulating the example of these enlightened beings, we can begin to understand the profound meaning of true service. It involves not only acts of kindness, but also a deep commitment to compassion, humility, and selflessness. As we step out of our self-centeredness and embrace a spirit of service, we create a ripple effect of positive change, transforming not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Reflective questions. What are some ways you can incorporate a spirit of service into your daily life? How can you find opportunities to give back to your community and make a difference in the world? What are some ways you can practice humility and selflessness, putting the needs of others before your own? Chapter 14. The Realization of Perfect Peace. Embracing the Silence Within Key. Takeaways. True peace is not an external condition, but an inner state of being, a deep and abiding silence within. It is achieved through the surrender of our ego, the silencing of our internal chatter, and the cultivation of a heart filled with love and compassion. The practice of meditation helps us to connect with this inner peace and to experience the tranquility of our true nature. Deep Dive. This chapter invites us to delve into the realm of inner peace, reminding us that true peace is not a temporary respite from external stressors, but a deep and abiding silence within, a sanctuary of love and tranquility. Imagine an ocean with a depth untouched by the fiercest storms. This is the metaphor for our inner peace, a sanctuary that resides within us, impervious to the turmoil of the outer world. The path to this state involves a surrender of our ego, a willingness to silence the constant chatter of our minds and embrace the stillness of our true nature. This process of transformation is often facilitated through the practice of meditation, allowing us to quiet our thoughts and experience the deep peace that resides within. Reflective questions. What are some of the ways you are currently seeking peace in your life? What are some of the internal obstacles that are preventing you from experiencing true peace? How can you cultivate a more peaceful mindset and heart through practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and forgiveness? Final reflections. The journey continues. The journey towards prosperity and peace is an ongoing process, a lifelong exploration of our inner world. This audiobook has illuminated the path, revealing the timeless principles that can guide us towards a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. By embracing the power of our thoughts, cultivating virtues like love and compassion, and surrendering to the divine within, we can transform our lives and create a world that reflects the peace and harmony that resides within our hearts. Support our mission. This audiobook is a gift, a tool for your transformation. If you find value in these teachings, please consider supporting our mission by clicking the link in the description or texting I love yoga to 53555. Your contribution will allow us to reach more hearts and spread this transformative knowledge. Like, share, subscribe. Join our community of seekers and spread the wisdom. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more valuable content and to help us reach more hearts. Remember, the journey towards peace and prosperity begins within you.